We're here today to discuss the need for a funding request for the renovated and expanded fire station. And with me, we have
Greg Zerlo, co-chair of the committee.
I'm Brian Sowers, Fire Chief.
Eric Ballas, also co-chair of the Fire Station Building Renovation Committee. Start with our current station was built back in 1985 in its new location at that time, and it has served us well. Back in 2017, the town took an overall look at conditions of its municipal facilities and identified the fire station as having insufficient space for its fire apparatus and other equipment, as well as being undersized in its living space for firefighters. In 2021 through 2023, the town's Public Safety Facilities Task Force looked at several options, including renovation plus addition, a new fire station on the existing site, and also a new fire station on a new site. All three options came in about $27 to $28 million. That was back then, and that did not include the acquisition of a site for the third option. With this need still growing, the Select Board in late 2024 hired an owner's project manager, a company called CMS, and an architect, a company called Tecton, to help us through the conceptual design phase. During that process, the town formed the Fire Apparatus Assessment Committee to better understand and document Carlisle's firefighting equipment and staffing needs now and for the future. These past efforts informed many of the design decisions that we'll talk about today.
I'll talk a little bit about the need for a station. When the current station was built, they knew that they were going to need more space for apparatus, and so they cleared a space behind it. They also expected they were going to be able to build on top of the current station for all our living and workspace. The codes have changed and we cannot build on top of it, so we're basically going to build the living and workspace that is needed behind the current station and some new bays to the side. So we need all these because we have current and anticipated, well, there are safety standards that our current station can't meet. We need for better health and safety for the firefighters, especially returning from a fire and contamination, but also any kind of stressful environment. You should be able to have a space where you can work out and get all the bad chemicals out of your body that happen under stress. We also need living and working space to attract and train on-call firefighters. So we need gender equity within the facility. At this point, we just have the one room with a sign on it that you change depending on your gender. We need appropriate size training room. We currently can't fit the whole membership in for training, and we do training once a week, pretty much. We need also the ability to have some bunk space, and this is actually not just for sleeping, but also for people to be able to do remote work during the day. We have a need to be able to hire people who live more than 4 minutes away from the station, and this would give us the space to be able to do that. They could work at their remote work while they're providing us coverage at our station.
And I'd like to add to what Chief Saros just said, that a number of those things are absolutely essential for maintaining an on-call fire department. That's what Carlisle has. That's what Carlisle strives to have continue into the future. And what's important to keep in mind on that note is that if we were to transition to a professional fire department, a career fire department, that would cost the town between an extra $1 to $2 million in our annual operating budget to be able to do that. That is money that we are not spending by being able to rely on the talented on-call firefighters that currently serve the town of Carlisle. So we had developed a preliminary conceptual design, and we did that and reviewed it with the Select Board on October 2025. That was something that was done with Tecton and CMS, the owner's project manager. And then the Fire Station Building Renovation Committee was formed and started its work in January. So we worked closely with the architect and the OPM, and we took that conceptual design through the design development process, construction drawings, and then we went out to bid to develop a solid cost estimated for that project.
You know, when I joined the committee, I thought it was a complicated task to deliver in 3 months' time, but a quote from Einstein comes to mind that if I had an hour to save the world, I'd spend 59 minutes defining the problem. And I think that's what took place, that the Board of Selectmen and town departments, the fire department, really put in the work to set the stage so that our design team could take us the last 10 yards. I was very impressed with the process. Right now, we're in the process of planning board hearings for site plan approval. A lot of our design input, while the committee had opined on various aspects of the design, particularly when it came to value engineering to find some cost-saving opportunities, the planning board is really holding a lot of the weight here. Very conscientious comments have come up recently. We believe that at the end of the day, we'll have a really good quality project. Tecton has been wonderful to work with. CMS has been helping us manage. All that has been great. What folks would see in the design is a major shift in the strategy of the site, where we've actually rotated the building footprint to allow for better turning radius. This is the sort of revision that you expect in the design process. Looking at the interior design, I was so impressed of how what a quality project we were getting, but being very thoughtful about it. For example, in the kitchen, which is a nice, fresh, clean space, we have exposed ceilings. No reason to put in a drywall ceiling or an ACT, acoustic ceiling tile ceiling. So there's a lot of careful attention. Even now, as the planning board continues to make comments about the design, we're down to the level where you'll see some of the latest renderings, and we're honing in on choices of color and fine-tuning some of the materials. So all that will be buttoned up and priced so that town meeting has an accurate number that they could depend on when they approve the project.
Just to add to what Greg is saying, that we've also completed the design and specification for the major systems within the building and outside the building, and that includes a new septic system, which was needed given the age of the facility and the reconfiguration of all the site. There's a new well location that's been selected that's suitable for either a private or public water supply. And the fire station retains the current well, which is a high-flow well that they use to supply the underground cisterns in the fire trucks. The firefighter health and safety equipment upgrades, which Brian had mentioned, is extremely important, and there's room and space for decontamination for that equipment, for the self-contained breathing apparatus systems that are needed. There's an upgraded electrical service and a backup generator that's part of this upgrade. Because of the way the project has evolved, we have the opportunity to put in a 30-kilowatt solar PV roof-mounted system, and that's in there and complying with Carlisle's previously adopted specialized code. And on the HVAC system, we're using heat pumps, and we do have a natural gas boost and backup to meet the station's operational requirements, and particularly in cold weather. We've been able to do this and maintain a high level of sustainability throughout the project.
Part of that is by reusing the existing building.
So the updated design and cost estimates that were presented at a joint meeting with the Select Board back on March 10th, the all-in cost estimate at that time was $17.4 million, and that's hard and soft costs. The committee, along with Tecton and CMS, they continue to fine-tune the site layout and the building design as we interact with the Planning Board, the Board of Health, and CONSCOM. And that's an ongoing process that Greg had described a little bit earlier. The construction drawings, which were the output of all of that effort, are now out to bid. And what we have understood from our OPM in particular is that given the number of bidders that have gone through the pre-qualification process and have requested the documents is quite high. I recall a number of 151.
It was a good turnout.
And that's a good turnout. And that indicates a robust construction market that is in favor of being able to have reasonable bids come in. And we have timed it so those bids will be in prior to town meeting, and we will have a more reliable project cost estimate at that time as part of the warrant article.
So we hope this helps you better understand our need for the station. I think this will be a station the town can be proud of and serve us for many years. So as firefighters and EMTs, we're dedicated to your safety and well-being, and we very much appreciate your support. Thank you.